What's up, everyone? Welcome back to TFC on the Road. There's a simple way to read what Toronto FC just did in the last 72 hours. Not by names, by resource choices. A proven MLS winger brought in with GAM. A U22 striker brought in as an upside bet. A familiar left-sided piece added for depth and flexibility. These aren't random moves, they're the front office telling you the blueprint out loud. And the real story is what's still sitting in the empty space. Because this team just got closer to an identity without solving the one position that turns good teams into playoff teams. In the next 10 minutes, the plan becomes clear, and so does the missing piece. Let's start with the cleanest signal. Daniel Sallói. Toronto acquired him from Sporting Kansas City for up to $1 million in general allocation money, $300,000 guaranteed, and up to $700,000 more in conditional GAM based on performance triggers. Sporting also keeps a sell-on percentage if he's moved later. That matters because GAM trades are MLS's version of buying certainty without breaking the system. This isn't a wait-and-see signing. It's a bet on immediate function. Sallói arrives with a long, stable MLS resume. In all competitions with Kansas City, he's produced 67 goals and 47 assists over 287 appearances. That's real output, and it changes how defenses behave. Tactically, what does he change? He changes the geometry of the attack. Sallói is the winger who doesn't just stand wide and wait. He times runs behind the fullback, he arrives at the far post, and he slides into the half space when the ball is on the opposite side. That's important in a Fraser-style build because wide play isn't only about crossing. It's about stretching the back line so the middle opens. If Toronto want cleaner transitions, win the ball, attack quickly, and arrive in the box with numbers, Sallói is built for that. So the identity clue is simple. Toronto didn't just buy talent, they bought know-how. Now the second move is the opposite type of signal. Emilio Aristizábal. He's here on a loan for the 2026 season with an option to buy. He takes a U22 initiative slot and an international roster spot, and the move goes through the standard process like medicals and the international transfer certificate. This is not Toronto saying the striker position is solved. This is Toronto saying we're investing in a striker profile we can grow. His most recent run is the reason he's on the radar. 12 goals and 2 assists in 36 appearances across all competitions during his 2025 loan spell at Fortaleza CEIF, and physically, he's listed at 6 feet 2 inches. That immediately raises a classic MLS question. Can he handle the league's collisions, aerial duels, and transition chaos while still keeping his timing in the box? Here's the honest framing. Aristizábal is a bet, not the final boss. A U22 slot exists so you can add young talent on a different budget profile and create flexibility elsewhere on the roster. So the real question isn't, is he good? It's, what is he for this team by May? If he adapts fast, he becomes a real option to start matches when Toronto need true penalty box presence. If the adaptation takes longer, he becomes rotation. Minutes off the bench, match state minutes, and a longer runway. And this is where the unanswered question sharpens. Toronto added a young striker, but not necessarily the striker. The third move looks quiet, but it's the kind of move coaches actually use. Toronto claimed Raheem Edwards off waivers. He gives you coverage across the left side, and that matters because modern MLS teams don't survive on a best 11. They survive on functional depth. Edwards can play as a left back, as a wing back, and depending on match state, as a left-sided wide option who can carry the ball in transition. And there's a cultural layer too. He's a GTA native, he's been in big MLS moments, and he raises your baseline on training days. So in practical terms, if Toronto want their left side to be more stable, especially when wide players push high, Edwards gives you a player who can manage those shifts without the whole shape collapsing. Now the season starts, FC Dallas. Now it gets real, because the schedule doesn't wait. Toronto opens the season Saturday, February 21st at FC Dallas kickoff 8:30 p.m. ET at Toyota Stadium. And Dallas are not a passive opener. They're aggressive, they want to get to goal quickly, and they will punish sloppy spacing when the ball turns over. So what does Fraser-ball need in Game 1? 1. Controlled pressing, not emotional pressing. Pick triggers, back passes, heavy touches, wide build-up traps. Pressing has to be a net, not a chase. 2. Protect the center when attacks break down. If Toronto's midfield spacing gets stretched, Dallas don't need many touches to get into dangerous zones. 3. Win wide areas without losing rest defense. Sallói can help you hurt teams wide. But the price of wide dominance is always the same. What shape is left behind the ball? If Toronto win those wide duels and keep their midfield distances tight, they can take points. But if they get stretched, especially in the first 15 minutes, Dallas will turn turnovers into territory fast. Now, the striker conversation. ESPN previously reported Toronto made a bid for Josh Sargent. That matters not because it's confirmation of an outcome, but because it signals intent. There's also fresh reporting out there about a possible medical, not confirmed by TFC, and very much in developing territory. So the only responsible way to say it is this: until it's official, it's smoke. But the smoke is revealing something real. Toronto still wants a true headline number 9. Sallói improves your wide output. Aristizábal adds upside. Edwards raises your baseline. But the season still turns on whether Toronto have that striker who converts phases of play into goals when the match is quiet, when chances are scarce, and when margins feel thin. Thanks for following along with TFC on the road. If you enjoyed this update and want more Toronto FC content, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. We'll be back soon with another edition covering the latest news, matches, and behind-the-scenes stories. Until then, stay safe and keep cheering on the Reds.